I made a whole set of greeting cards with AI and listed them on Etsy, and I cannot draw at all. So instead of designing anything myself, I let AI generate the designs and I just picked the ones I liked most. This video walks you through the full process from start to finish, plus one repeatable setup you can build once and reuse it for everything. So let's build that setup. And it starts with something I was worried about most, which is actually getting designs when I can't draw anything. This all runs inside Canvas, which is Higgsfield's node editor, and the link is in the description if you want to build it alongside me. The way it works is you drop a node for each task, then connect them so they all run as one single workflow. And the most important node chain here is 3 nodes long. The first one is a prompt node, which is just where I type what I want. That connects into an LLM assistant running Claude Sonnet 4.6, and that is the part which writes the actual image prompt for me. And then it feeds it into the third node, where the cards are actually generated using GPT Image 2. So here is why this setup actually matters, because you do not need to know how to write a good image prompt at all. The assistant handles that whole part for you. All you do is click this prompt box and type the occasion. So I write the occasion, birthday, and right under it, I'm telling the AI to make a 3x3 grid of 9 cards, each with a different style on a clean white background. Then I connect them all with this plus sign you can see, and then hit run. The assistant takes that one little note, writes it into a full detailed prompt, sends it down to the image node, and that generates everything. And what comes back is a single image with 9 completely different birthday cards laid out in one grid. Some are clean and minimal, a couple are floral and artistic. And I didn't describe a single one of them. So from one word, I now have 9 real designs to choose from. But a grid of 9 cards into one single image is not something I can list on Etsy, and getting a usable card out of this is trickier than you would think. So now I just need to get one clean card out of this grid, but cropping one out is the wrong way to do it. I only need one card from this grid, but the design I want still needs a little refinement, and simply cropping that tiny card out of the full image would leave me with a low quality result. So instead of starting over, I reuse this exact system I just built with one small change. Now I add this grid image as a reference in the image node, so the AI is specifically working from my 9 designs. And the only thing I change in the prompt box is that top line. So instead of an occasion, I just name the one I want and write the selected design, top right. That tells the assistant to write a fresh prompt, this time for 9 variations of only that style. I hit run, and this time every card comes back in the style I picked. Now I just have to find the single best card out of these new 9 images. The only catch is I cannot edit it yet, since it is still part of one 9-card image and the AI reads all of them together. So I name my winner, write selected design, top middle, and have that one rendered on its own as a single card exactly the way it looks in the grid. So now I finally have one clean card on its own, but this is still the exact design the AI gave me, and if I want to sell it as my own design, it needs some small changes that will make it feel original. And this is where I finally make those changes myself instead of letting the AI decide everything. So far, the assistant has been writing all of these prompts for me, but this time I skip it completely because this change is my own creative call, and I want to type it in exactly as I want instead of letting the assistant do that for me. So I drop a plain image node and connect my card into it as the reference. Mine has a small heart under the happy birthday text, and I want to swap it for something that feels more like me, so I go with a little hummingbird. I type that change straight into the node and run it, and the card comes back exactly the same except for that one detail. The heart is now a little coral hummingbird that matches the rest of the card. And honestly, that one prompt is the whole edit. So whatever makes the card feel like yours, this is where you can add it. So now, this design has some original elements to it and is not just produced by AI, but a flat image of a card on a plain white background is not enough to make it stand out on Etsy, so that is what I am going to fix next. So the fix is real product photos that look totally professional. I drop in another image node exactly like the last step and connect it with my finished card as the reference. The only thing I change is the aspect ratio, setting it to a 1x1 square so that all the product shots match. And instead of editing the card this time, I just describe the kind of photo I want to put in. I start with the main photo, just the card standing on a sunny wooden desk with a coffee cup and a few flowers next to it. And what comes back looks like a real photo right down to the steam off the cup and the soft morning shadows. Next, I go for a flat lay, so I rewrite the prompt to show the card from straight above on a cloth with an envelope. As you can see, it's the the same card with a totally different scene, and it already looks like a second slide in a real shop. Then for the last one, I go in close, asking for a macro shot of just the corner of the card. And this shot matters more than you would think, because it shows the paper texture up close, and that is exactly what buyers look for before they pay. So now I have a full product carousel that looks like it was shot in a studio, and I never touched a camera or set up a single prop. But photos are only half of it, and there is one more thing I can add that makes the whole listing stand out even more. And that one thing is a video, because Etsy lets you add a short looping clip right to your listing, and that bit of motion is what makes people stop and actually look. I drop in a video node, switch the model to Cdance 2.0, and connect that morning desk photo in as the starting frame. The whole trick is keeping the motion subtle, just small natural movements with one little beat of action, so it looks filmed instead of like an obvious AI clip. So I write a prompt for the petals drifting, the steam curling off the coffee, and a little bird that lands on the card for a second and then flies off. What the model generates genuinely looks like a professional video clip, with the exact details I wanted, and you can customize further if you want, as long as you make it according to your card. And I know a bird landing on a card is not something you'd normally film in a real product shoot, but for a listing video, that tiny unexpected moment is what makes the card feel more alive and gives people a reason to stop scrolling. So now I have got a real product video for the listing. And 7 seconds is right around Etsy's range. Their listing videos run about 5 to 15 seconds and play on a silent loop, so the motion is the only thing doing the job. But all of this is still just one card for one single occasion. And here is why I built this as one connected canvas instead of just making images one at a time. Because every node is already wired together, I never have to build any of this again. To make a completely different card, I just go back to that first prompt box and change one word, switching the occasion from birthday to Christmas. Then I pick my favorites out of the new grids the same way I did before, and rewrite the photo and video prompts with Christmas stuff instead, like pine branches, a candle, that sort of thing. And for this one, I can even skip the editing step, since the card already looks finished, so I just point the photos straight at it. Then I hit run once, and the entire canvas regenerates from top to bottom. And then you have new designs, a new card, new product photos, and a new video, all in a completely different theme. The Christmas video also has a fun Easter egg. You can see the shadow of Santa if you notice. And the best part is I didn't have to rebuild a single node to get any of this. So I built this whole system, and now I can create a new version for any occasion by changing a few words and clicking once. And the easiest way to actually sell these is as a digital download. So the buyer just prints the card at home and you never touch printing or shipping. Most printable designs like these go for a few dollars up to around 20. And the best part is that once the canvas is built, the whole system becomes reusable. So every new card idea is just a few prompt changes instead of starting from scratch. So sign up to Higgsfield with my link in the description and build your first card generation system today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.